Hello and welcome to Have a Go. We're back on the boring this out, and I've been playing around with speeds and all the rest of it, and I currently have the automatic feed drivetrain pulleys going. So I've worked it out. So I've got it set now to about the depth that it was already bored to, about 20 mil. So I undo this, take out the backlash, bring it out another 1/4 inch, engage. Now we come to the tricky part, because with the lead screw drivetrain engaged, I can't really advance the carriage back and forth easily myself. So one turn back into the centre, pull it out, push it back in, then take out the backlash and dial it back to where it was, and add a bit for another cut. Turn the lathe back on and re-engage. Now the tricky part with this is the backlash. Getting that. Once I get closer, I'll use more precise measuring tools. I am quite enjoying how little effort I need to put in myself now that I can do this, because the lathe does it automatically for me. Remember, this is the bearing that I need to fit into there. I tried going faster when I was manually feeding it, and I found that the surface finish gets worse and worse the faster you go. As you can see, there's a lot of stick out, but as you also saw, I need all that stick out so the boring bar will go all the way through this. So let's press on. I'm going by both sight and sound on when to disengage the half nut. I think I shall get the bore gauges. Let's see what we got. Right, this is at the upper limits of what this micrometer can do, but it is within its range. Uh, 23 1/4. I think I'll disengage the automatic drivetrain. Now that I've disengaged it, I can back this out without adjusting this using the lead screw. Because it's about getting to the point where I don't want to keep adjusting this, because I lose precision with the backlash, and I'm at the point where I want precision so that I don't overshoot my mark. 23.375, I'd say. Trying to get into the habit of using the brush more often. Don't know how well this new habit's going to last, but I'll try. 23.47. Incidentally, I'm using my metric micrometer because I have metric bearings, not the imperial ones. The problem I keep having is that the screw in my bore gauges isn't doing up tight enough, and the ratchet in this is actually able to push it in. Right, according to this it's bang on 24. I've measured it with a couple of methods. I'm still nervous about taking it off the faceplate and losing my concentricity. Faceplate for anything next, right? Alright, we've finished this saga the way we started it, on the bench. Incidentally, the black on the rim of the faceplate here in this once shiny bit of tape, I made some more accurate measurements on the speed with the laser thing. The black's worn off a bit with all the WD-40 and whatnot. Other than an air compressor, is there a good way of getting all this stuff out of the middle of these? I never thought that would ever be a problem. Oh, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, this bit of wood is not cutting it. Or rather, it is cutting, and that's the problem. No, 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 no. Okay, I may have been a bit enthusiastic there. Yes, I was definitely too enthusiastic, and I am very, very lucky that I had this reamer. That is what the bull wheel will go on. Thrust washers on there, possibly bring that down a bit. Should be good. Now I know for next time that press fits need a slightly looser bore than what I had done. On the plus side, there's no way I'm going to forget this lesson. How's that for a screenshot? I've got the sticky-arty bit, so I'm first going to try and bandsaw most of it off, then either angle grind or drill the last little stub off to make this level. And yes, there is a gap there that I try and get the camera. Yes, there is a little gap there, but that's intentional so I can leave a space for an oiler. That worked a lot better than I honestly expected. Now it's time for the reduced shank drill bits. I did not expect that. Right, okay, grab some soft jaws. That should be more secure. Okay, that's not working. Probably because this is in no way whatsoever rigid. So, plan F for file. It's not pretty, but it should work. Like me. I'm just going to make some locating marks. Make them about... the placement of these isn't crucial other than the diameter distance. The bench blocks on my bench do not have an easy life. Got a bag of parts from the bolt holder again. Some shoulder bolts for future use, which will become apparent in the future. And also some grease nipples, one of which is going to be installed in this. Just need to work out the distance now. 3, call it. 33 to 39. Get the chonky boy vivid. And the scribe. And mark it at 36. Right, and that will need a 5mm drill tap so I can put an M6 thread on it. Right, I'll just be with the drill press for a minute. There was just enough travel on the length of the drill bit itself to have reached that, because it was close enough to the flange here that I couldn't do a centre drill because the drill chuck got in the way. I'm not even going to bother trying with the normal tap wrench handle. You see where this knurled bit is on this T-handle? That is exactly where the normal tap wrench handle would be sticking out. And the final tap. I'm honestly tapping these a lot deeper than I need to. I'm doing this now, one, because it's easier, while it's off, not in its final mounting place, and two, because it'll give me a nice obvious visual reference with this bit as to what the top will be. Once again, the ratcheting mechanism is not worth it. I won't put this away just yet. I'm hoping I don't need it again, but I suspect I might. I'll just file a little flat on there. And that's the oiler, through which the crankshaft will be lubricated. You may recall the little divots here that I said when I was casting this were intentional. I'm going to drill 5mm through holes in here, and then because this will be the bolt pattern for mounting this. So I'll just drill this and I'll be right back. Right, after anointing it with cutting oil and then drilling the holes, that's what you get. Yes, it's been living on the shed floor. No, there wasn't really anywhere else to put it. Yes, that'll probably be a problem when it comes time to mount it, but that'll be a problem for when it comes time to mount it. I'm going to try an experiment for cleaning up this rough stuff. I've got a cheap little set of rotary rasps. I do not expect this to really work that well, but if you don't try, you don't know. That worked a lot better than I think it had any right to. Focus. That should do for now. As always, with anything else that makes work easy, it kicks up a mess. Focus. And that's what it looks like afterwards. Bit of work with the file card and that should still be pretty good. Now, once again, for that tidy up. I say always tidy up. One of the universal laws of the shed is that if you're having fun, you have to tidy up. If you're not having fun, and then you're not making a mess, so you don't have to tidy up. Them's the rules, I don't make them. Right, as you may have worked out, this will go on here. This is all off cast and rough surfaces, so bear in mind that the measurements are in no way helpful, but this is roughly centered. It needs to go down a smidge. I'm holding the ruler inside the cavity, right where you can't see it, I'm afraid. I'm using these pre-drilled holes as both a template and a drill guide. And before I forget which hole it is, I shall widen this out to 6mm. Again, if this was steel, then yes, I'd be using the first tap, and I'd be also using cutting oil, and I would be backing it off. But this is just very soft Zamac, which chips as soon as you look at it, and is soft beyond belief compared to cast iron or steel. So I'm able to be naughty. 8:15 in the morning and I'm already sweating. Can't wait for summer to be over. Alright, time for more measuring. In hindsight, I should have measured this distance here. This poor Sharpie has not had an easy life. This is match drilling, remember, so once I've got this second hole tacked and bolted, I'll be able to gang the remaining 4 all together. This is in a bad place. There is very, very little meat on one side of the casting for this. I know I said I was going to gang out the other 4, but I think I'll do a third one. On for a shower after this. This one is in a lot better place, so hopefully I should get away with just the final tap. By a better place, I mean I'll need that sodding T-handle. Right, now to gang out the rest. I hate ratcheting mechanisms. Except on my Stanley socket, then it's good. Well, that's a lesson for today, as well as making less work on the tool and tough metals. Number 1 taps are also useful when you've got bad castings that you're trying to tap, like with this part and this one. Now we're done with the taps. I think I've just realised why I don't like the ratchet mechanism on that tap wrench. The ratchets are nowhere, there isn't enough ratchets per revolution. Whereas this Stanley one, you can actually feel it go click 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 a lot more times per revolution. Clean up again, because if you're having fun, you're making a mess. If you're not making a mess, you probably weren't having fun. Alright, starting to look the part now. Need to do the stuff that will mount on the inside of this part in the body of the shaper and finish up the slideways up here. But it's definitely starting to look the part.